right. So episode 2, Sheff Diamante Podcast. We brought on Rose Machado. What's up, girl? How you doing?
I'm doing good. You know I love to talk.
Talk it up.
I'm here for a good chat. Let's chat.
Let's chat. Let's do it up. So yeah, I mean, you know, we got connected through some good friends. Corey, Juno,
Yep.
Viv. Shout out to Corey. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Corey. We love birthday.
You. You know, I'm grateful that you had reached out, honored to reach out, and then found out more about each other. And I think it's dope that you're here. Thank you for coming on.
I mean, I told you the story. I was like, I've always wanted a grill so bad. Like I wanted one so bad, but I didn't know where to go. I didn't know who to find. And I was like, that person will find me. Like we will find each other at like when the time is right. But I had been sleeping on this idea of having a grill for like 4 years now. But it was just like, who do you go to? It doesn't feel comfortable to just like go and find someone.
Yeah, getting grills is like, it's super random. And it's like, there's a million people out there doing grills. But I've had like a lot of word of mouth business through my business. And like, that's like the best way to go about a grill. It's kind of like getting a tattoo.
That's
you
what
don't want
felt
anyone
right.
to just get a tattoo from. You're like, is this a good source? Are they going to do it right? Because it's a real personal item. And that's what I love about grills so much.
That's what felt right. I was like, I'm not going to look for that person. That person will find me, like we'll find each other. And so I was just like been sleeping on it for 4 years. And then all of a sudden I was on the phone with Vivian and she was like, oh my God, Corey and I just got grills. And I was like, what the fuck? From who? From who? Like, this is it. This is the alignment that I needed. Like, oh my God, who is it? If you guys trust that person, then I can trust that person. And so give me the number now or else. And she was like, oh my God, wait, I'm going to connect you. And then here we are. And so we found each other.
Yes, we did. Thank you. Yes, so dope. And I was hyped to be able to, you know, help you out with everything, such as what we have here is something crazy. It's Rose Machado Reef shoe launch. And as you can see, that's what we did on the grill for her. She said, hey, Sheff, I really want to get this Old English look on my teeth. Is that possible? And we did it, and get a little zoom in right there on the grills. Yeah.
It looks so good. The party, it just looked so good at the party.
Yeah. How was the party? How did everything go? Like what can you give us the story and the backstory behind like what this means to you and what this is?
I mean, I've been wearing Reef my entire life. It's been a long, now I'm 23. It's been 23 years since I've been wearing Reef. And my dad's been with Reef for 26 years. So before I was even born, he's been with Reef and he still is with Reef. And so it's just like such a family brand. I don't know. Like the first surfers, like the Ho family is like this Hawaiian, like they're straight up gangsters.
Hell yeah.
Gangster surfers. And they were the first to be sponsored by Reef. And now their kids and like all the kids are sponsored by Reef, and I'm friends with the kids and my dad was friends with them. And so it's just like, it's a cool, very like family environment. Everyone just knows each other. We've all known each other forever.
So sick.
And so being sponsored by Reef was an honor to stand alongside my dad and incredible athletes was really cool. But it's like, I'm not necessarily an athlete. So is what am I? What am I going to do? And
well, you'll always be in the industry.
I'm in the industry.
Yeah. And I know how that is, just like gives you a little bit of a backstory on who Rose's dad is Rob Machado, legendary pro surfer.
Period.
Straight up.
Incredible hair.
Gangster surfer. That's like if like old school surfing was like the originators of like Dogtown skateboard surfing shit. You know what I mean?
No. And I mean, my whole life, I've been his number one fan. I'm still his number one fan. I say it all the time. I will ruin your life if you cross my dad. He's such a gentle soul, such a special soul. And he goes about life in such a cool way that I've always looked up to that. And so, you know, I grew up going to these meetings, design meetings, where he would be designing his Hurley board short or like maybe his Reef, or like I would always be in those meetings with him as a kid. And I always thought, fuck, that's so cool that he's like just doing what he wants to do and they're making it happen. And it's such a goal of mine. And in a weird way, it sat in the back of my head as a kid. I just wanted to do that, but I never thought like that it would happen. And I don't know, Pat Tenori, he started Ruka and now has Tenori.
I know the name.
Yeah. And
I know
he was, obviously we were at Ruka back then and I was just shooting ecom modeling. And I don't know, he came in one day and was like, I like everything you're about. He kind of just like brought me onto the team. And then he told me that I'm going to design a collection, maybe 2.
So sick.
And so that's kind of the start of this career of designing that came to me naturally. Again, I feel like the best things just find you and you don't, I mean, I guess go for things also. But like sometimes things really just come to you, and that came to me so naturally. And so I did those 2 collections, and then Reef saw what I did. And so they're like, we want the same thing. We want you to come on our team. We want you to do your own signature collection and full control. This collection, again, just means the world to me because they let me run completely wild with all my ideas.
Yeah.
Not once did they really stop me or tell me that I can't do something. It was just like, you want to do it? Let's do it. And so
they trusted you with it. That's sick.
They did really trust me. And I'm super grateful for that.
This is huge. Like I know Reef since I was a kid, see it in every skate shop. I grew up skating myself. So Reef was like, I was always hyped on Reef. Remember that movie, that old surfer movie, Blue Crush?
Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah.
I was super like, I love that movie, and it like, I didn't live in California. I grew up in Michigan. So it's like, but my dad lived here. So it's like when I came out here, I'd go skate with my dad.
Yeah.
And when I would skate with my father, I'd be like, hey, I want to surf. You want to surf? He wasn't surfing at the time. Now he surfs every day.
Amazing.
Right? But he wasn't surfing at the time. And he knows who your dad is too.
Yeah.
He's super stoked. So.
No, my dad knows who your dad is.
Let's go.
Again, it's family
shit. It's
like,
full circle.
I love it. Like I love the surf and the skate industry is so small yet so big and spread so far.
Connected.
But it's so connected and it's so tight and it's the coolest world to be in. I'm so proud that like I get to be a part of this world and all my friends are in the industry and it's just like such a fun time. Like Corey and Sorge and all those guys.
Shout
like,
out to Corey, man.
It is so fun that we get to be at the same events together and we're just all so connected. And
it's funny, like when you're at the same events, what I love is like growing up, going to these events as well. And then seeing like, I wouldn't even have to call or hit up anyone. I would just be like, if that person's there, I'm going to be so happy and so excited, and then you see that person, it makes the event like 10 times better.
I know.
Like your best friends,
it's so
or
good.
someone you haven't talked to in so long. It's like, you're never like away from the circle.
Never.
You could be away like on tour, on a trip, or like across the planet, and then you all of a sudden will come back together. Like for instance, I was like in New York skating and I seen people from like California out there at the same time I was out there, but at that time I was living in Michigan and I haven't seen them since I was in California, but I was in New York and I seen everybody at the same spot and they're like, damn, hey, you still living over there? I'm like, no, I'm living in Michigan at the time,
It's the sickest thing ever. It's
crazy.
That's what I was going to tell you was I'm going to Waco, Texas for the Swatch Nines, like on Sunday.
Yeah.
And that again is just like a beautiful way of bringing all those sports together. And I don't know, Swatch just like, I don't know how long they've been doing this for, but they kind of just bring, like they marry all the sports together and it's the coolest thing ever. I wasn't invited last year, but that's okay. And so this year I'm invited as a professional talker, but
sick.
there's like some of the best surfers in the world. There's some of the best skateboarders in the world, BMX, bikers. There's like all types of sports put into one place, which is the sickest thing ever. They build these, you have to look into it. It's absolutely insane. I cannot wait to be there.
I think I've heard, I definitely know of the event.
Like a skate ramp above the pool.
Because I miss like remember when they used to throw that event in San Diego?
Which
and
one?
they used to ASR.
Yeah.
ASR,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
I used to go to ASR all the time with
Yeah.
my father and like all the skate brands. They don't have it there anymore. Not that I know of. It's the ASR's. It was the surf and skate event and Agenda and then Magic.
Yeah.
Those were all built off skate brands, really.
Yeah.
Now they got like Complex Con and all these different events, right? But at the end of the day, it was originated like with the
US
majority
Open.
of skate brands, surf brands.
US Open did the same thing where there was like that marriage of surfing and skating and maybe some other action sports. And it was so cool. Like the skate ramp, the massive skate ramp on the beach. And there's some of the best surfers in the water, some of the best skaters on the ramp. And it was just such a cool marriage. Nobody does that anymore.
Yeah.
And so I'm starting to see these kinds of events like Swatch Nines coming up where they are bringing together such a cool squad, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
That's sick. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go check it out. Maybe Sheff Diamante get a booth out there. What's up, guys? So,
well, it's like it's not a, and that's the cool thing is it's not a public thing. It's almost just a big,
for the community, right? For the industry.
It's a big hangout where it's all friends and like all the skaters, all the surfers, and we're all there for 3 days, and that's it. There's videographers and photographers.
Just one weekend, right? Like
and they get
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. And I think it's such a cool thing because they bring out a bunch of filmers and photographers, like surf photographers, whatever. Yeah. And so it's a good opportunity for them to shoot people, and then the people get those clips. And so it's just like a cool exchange of like everyone's winning there and everyone's so supportive of each other and backs each other so much. And
are you going to be promoting your shoe out there?
I'll just be hanging out around the pool talking some shit. But I'll be in my flip-flops and I'll be wearing all three, of course.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's sick. I definitely love the shoe and love the sandals as well.
I'm obsessed.
So sick.
I can't believe they let me go on with the charms. And I had to go based off of like existing silhouettes because making a whole new design takes a really long time. And so I had to go, like, these are all already on the website in different colors that aren't my collection. I just made signature like colorways for these styles. So this sneaker already exists, but they don't have this old school like logo on the side that makes it almost skate in a way.
Yeah. I love the gum soles on them.
I'm obsessed. Like, I'm actually in love with this sneaker. I'm wearing it. Woo, me.
So sick. Have you skated in them yet?
I wear them absolutely everywhere. My grandma just came upstairs last night. I was making her dinner and she was repping. I almost cried.
No way.
Oh yeah. No, she came up. She's British. She was a little shy. She was like, it took me so long to put this outfit together. I was like, oh my God, Nanny, what the fuck? I was like, post one out for me real quick. I was like taking photos of her. She looked incredible. But at the party, my agent, my best friends,
everybody was rocking them.
Everyone pulled up in the sneaker.
That's dope.
And styled it in their own ways. And I don't know, I think like I wanted a sneaker that, because right now what's trending is those statement sneakers. Like, I feel like trends obviously come and go, and certain things become statements. And right now it's purses and sneakers. Like it's whatever you have on your arm and whatever you're wearing on your feet. That's a statement. That's what's,
grills.
Of course. But that's kind of what's in right now. So I was like, I need to make a statement sneaker, but that can go with everything. And I don't know, I did a lot of studying. I love to dive really deep into the design process and color prediction and trend prediction and what's going to be in this summer. Like I look at Louis Vuitton's like resort like collection and all these things. I look at all of it. I make notes of what colors I think are going to come in. I do whatever, all of that. And I came up with this lime and brown combo. It kind of goes with everything.
No, I love the colors. The colors are so sick.
It's a statement, but it goes with everything. So I don't know. I'm obsessed with it. I can't get over it.
So sick. Yeah, these are like, and then throwing the charms in there. That's something like so stylish. Like even a dude could wear these.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I need a pair in my size.
No,
so.
and that's
I love
also
how they do the fat laces, all that.
the boys want them. The boys want them, Reef.
Yeah. Some dope. Come on, Reef. Let's get some bigger sizes.
The boys have been wanting them this whole time.
Let's get some bigger sizes, Reef.
Yeah.
Let's go.
No, I'm so stoked on it. And then the whole campaign, they let me run completely wild with the campaign and let me do whatever
just do
I wanted.
it, yeah. And that really turns it up. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, and the campaign was shot exactly how I wanted it to be, and it was the statement that I wanted to make in the surf industry, and it came off perfectly. I don't know if you saw that article on Stab that I sent you.
Yeah, I did see that. That was dope.
So they just kind of pointed out that, you know, I don't know, I feel like women were super, and I'm not that gnarly.
Oh, they had the Reef Reef girls, right?
Yeah.
The Reef girls, and it was like back in the
the 90s, early
right?
2000s,
early
I think.
2000s and 90s, like 1998 to early 2000s. Yeah.
And like it was great for that time, but this time around you can't do that anymore. And like surfing was so, I don't know, I just saw this photo, and it was like, what was it? Sex, money, and surf or something.
Wow.
And that's exactly what it was. That's what surfing used to be. Let me show you the photo.
Surfing's some OG gangster shit, you know?
Let me show you the
If
photo.
it weren't for surfing, there would be no skateboarding. And that's something that...
Really?
Yeah. Surfing originated... Surfing, like people were surfing before they were skating.
Whoa.
And like, people were like, damn, let's put wheels... on a board, and that's how it started. It didn't start with tricks, you know. It started with people like surfing the streets.
Yeah,
like Dogtown, Z-Boy days, like old school shit. You gotta,
I had
you gotta
no
go
idea.
Go watch. They talk about in Lords of Dogtown. You gotta go check it out.
I need to check that out.
All the original skateboarding came from surfing.
What?
Yeah,
I had no idea. This is what I screenshotted.
crazy.
I just learned something today.
That's sick.
Sex, money, and power.
SMP.
That's what surfing used to be. It used
and
to be.
surfing's coming back. Like everybody wants to surf. Like I was in Encinitas, and my buddy actually runs that surf shop. Keep Searching.
Yeah.
And that's a sick ass surf shop. And shout out to my boys over there. You guys running some dope stuff over there. So
Yeah.
I want to say like, just like surfing's coming back because Jonah Hill was out there surfing. You know, he's been
Jonah
outside
backs
surfing.
it.
Like, and I heard he's just like outside. You can't even, he's unrecognizable. You know, it's just like,
funny.
People are like, dude, that's Jonah Hill. I'm like, no way. And I seen photos of him not too long ago, and I was like,
Funny
that
story.
looks like a complete different guy.
Funny story about Jonah. Actually DM'd him off my dad's phone, like 4 years ago or something. And just because I really wanted my dad's surfboards to be like with Jonah Hill, why not? You know, Jonah would be psyched to have a board from Rob. And I mean, I don't know how much of a fan he was, you know, I didn't know anything.
Yeah.
I just blindly DM'd him and I was like, hey, like, love your stuff as Rob. And he DM'd back. He's like, what the fuck? This is the coolest thing ever. Like, blah, blah, blah. And got his number. And now they text all the time and they're homies.
That's
and
crazy.
Jonah's gotten so many boards from my dad. He loves surfing to a point where he moved from Malibu to here. And he lives in Del Mar.
I heard about that.
And
like
huge
he also
surf.
did that mid 90s skate movie.
Yeah.
Which is like, that whole video is like my dad's era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it'd be sick to like somehow get a hold of Jonah. Jonah, we want to give you some Sheffy boards. Let's go.
Dude, surfing and skating were fucking so cool back then.
It goes hand in hand. There's no, I mean, surfing is the most gangster shit ever. Tried it. It freaks me out. Dude. But I want to get out there and do more with it.
I know.
Eventually it's just like, my dad took a funny story. My dad took me out and he's like, come out surfing with me. So I was like, all right, I'll go do it. I'll handle,
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I'll give you my wetsuit. So I put on his wetsuit. We go out. He gives me a short board.
Yep.
Right. And he took like a longer board. And I was like, you could skate. You got this. So we go out past the first break. He's like, I'm like, I can still touch. And I was like, I'll stay right here. And he's like, no, keep coming.
Oh
and
my God.
I'm out there like past the wave breaks. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm out here far,
Yeah.
And we're deep and I can't touch the bottom. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So he's like, all right, now you're going to turn around and try to catch this wave. I'm trying to catch this wave just to get back to shore because I'm freaked out, you know? And this big ass wave comes. And when you're out there, the waves aren't just coming in like one row. Like,
no.
They're coming in every single direction. Like,
yeah, okay.
You know, and I was like, all right, this is crazy. And I flip over on my board, you know, and I'm like, I'm like attached to the board, but I'm like, all right, I can grab the board and float. But I was swinging my arm so hard, I dislocated my shoulder.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and now I'm like, help, you know, like I'm freaking out. I can't get back to shore, and I'm waving. And the homies that were like watching me and my dad were like waving back.
Like hey.
Hey, you know, they thought I was like saying hey. And I was like, no, dude, I'm like, I need help. So like someone had to like help me get back on my board. And I had to get back to shore. And I was like, yeah, that shit is not for the weak. The water is not for the weak. That shit is no game. You realize how much of a bitch you really are when you go out there in that water.
Well, my dad's had a couple attempts of killing me. You know it too. He's attempted to kill me. Like I have 2 real memories of him attempting to kill me. We were in Bali. Damn. Yeah, I know. Can't get rid of me like that. We were in Bali the first time. We paddled out, and it was like it was big, but it wasn't like, it was tolerable for me. And then all of a sudden we get out like halfway.
Yeah.
And he like gets this sensation. I don't know. God. He's like this godlike figure. And he's like, you need to get the fuck out of here. I'm like, what? What do you mean? What? Why? He's like, you need to get out of here now. Like, you need to go. And I was like, what? What do you mean? And these massive sets come in.
Damn.
Oh my God. I thought I was going to die. I made it to the beach. Obviously, I'm here now, breathing, and I'm well. I never caught a wave. Yeah. I started going in, and like I'm getting worked as he's making it just over the wave. And he looks down at me as the wave's going to just fucking destroy me. And so that was the first attempt. The second attempt was at Cloudbreak in Fiji. It's a very random wave. You would trip out on this wave.
Yeah.
It's like...
That's so sick you got to go to all these places, though.
There's islands. I know. I'm very blessed that Rob's taken me around the world. Rob. Dad. I need to stop saying that. People are starting to point out that I say Rob a bunch, and like, I love you, Dad. I'm sorry. I say Rob. But Cloudbreak is like this random reef that is just in the middle of the ocean. There's no land around it. It's in the middle of the ocean. It's super weird. Like there's islands like over here. You have to boat to it because there's no...
That's Fiji, yeah?
Yeah, there's no land. And so we go to this wave. It's super
like
gnarly.
If something happens, the only like you have to call in a helicopter.
The only thing that you can do if something happens is you can sit on the boat. There's no beach. There's no nothing. There's no land. It's
so just, you get out there straight boat, and these are like secret surf spots that people are like ripping.
It's like pretty popular. It's just so hard to get to. Because you just can't.
It's a mission.
Yeah, you can't stay there. The island that we stay on, Tavarua, is like maybe 10 minutes away.
So do you guys get like, people get like Airbnbs and shit, and you guys just stay there, and then
it's like, so Tavarua is like a private island resort.
Yeah.
So you stay there. And then you get on a boat and and it's 10 minutes away, but the boats are parked the whole time you're surfing because there's nowhere else for you to go. But it's super shallow. And it was like 10-foot waves. My dad said to never give a number. He just told me to give an estimate of...
Yeah, it's like this high.
No, he'd be like, it was as tall as the ceiling. And you're like, what? You know? But 10-foot wave, he pushes me in. He says, don't look back. And he pushes me in. I still get pushed in. That's how professional I am. I still get a little push. But I caught this wave. It was 10 foot. I made it out of that wave. It was the most insane wave of my life. I was so scared. I looked behind me. I'm like, oh my God, this monster is behind me. It was so scary. And then I left. It was one wave. I was done. My dad was like, you're leaving? I'm like, yes. I'm leaving. I'm done. Did you see that? no photos were taken during that. It's okay.
That's crazy.
I just have to tell the story as, you know, it happened, believe it or not. But it did happen and it was terrifying. But those were my 2 attempts of Rob trying to really, those were my 2 attempts of Dad trying to really maybe get rid of me. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he was really pushing my limits out here. But yeah, I don't do that ever.
Surfing, yeah, it's dangerous. I mean, so many people do it, but I think that it's like hats off to those who can.
I'm a small wave surfer. My boyfriend, I don't know how he does it at all.
Yeah.
He surfs like,
He's a gangster on the surfboard.
I mean, this year he went to Jaws in Maui and surfed like, I mean, I don't know how big it was, but it looked like it was 40 foot. Like monster waves. Like,
is he like competing and stuff? He's from Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
So he's like born straight surfing. Huh?
Yeah.
What a gangster.
Well, his dad Shane was a pro surfer as well.
Oh, really?
And so my dad and him were on tour together back in the day.
Yeah.
And so they've known each other forever. They've actually competed even before being on tour. They've been competing against each other since they were 12.
Wow.
And so our grandparents know each other because our grandparents would take the 12-year-olds to these little junior contests.
Yeah.
And so our grandparents know each other. My dad and his dad know each other, and our moms obviously know each other because they had to sit on the beach while the dads were surfing. And then here we are now. But he took the surf gene and like ran with it super hard. He's
in his blood. Yeah.
He's incredible. I backed him before we dated, by the way. I've been his #1 fan like since well beyond before we started dating.
Nice.
But he's so, I don't know, he's like the big wave. He loves to put himself at risk, that's for sure. But
well, yeah, I mean, like anything with extreme sports, especially surfing, like I don't get it. Surfing's like
he's doing
trying to
flips.
balance on the water.
He's doing flips in the air. He's going above.
Oh, no shit.
You should see him.
He's doing like tricks.
Yeah.
He's not just surfing. He's actually like catching air.
He's going
and doing tricks.
over and doing flips. I don't know how he does it.
I've seen a clip of that it's not him, but I seen somebody like on Instagram, like catching like 6 foot air off of a wave. And I was like, that's insane.
That's his vibe. So he does that. He does the above the lip.
Kind of like, what is that style called? Like, is there
that's
is there
just
a name for
surfing.
That's just straight surfing.
That's surfing now.
It's gangster surfing. Yeah.
That's how surfing is now. And then there's big wave surfing and barrel.
It's getting more
surfing.
like competitive. People are getting crazy with it.
Yeah. That's
same with street skating. Street skating's insane. I mean, skateboarding all around. Anyone like doing crazy shit out there there's tricks that are like, that weren't there before, like in the 90s and the 2000s, that are like new tricks today.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, like people are just making shit up.
Yeah.
You know?
Like my dad, they didn't go over the lip. They weren't going in the air.
Yeah.
And then that came after. So now these guys are doing tricks that, I mean, it's like normal. I don't know any terms. I wish Noah was here to talk terms because I don't know the terms.
Yeah.
But they'll do like a full flip, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
little
probably
360.
180s, 360s, yeah.
And like, that's like
Shove-its, I think, you know.
That's not even like like, that's not even like, that's normal. So they're not like, what? Like, that was crazy. It's kind of like, oh yeah, well, he just did another like 360.
I'm gonna have to come out and check him out next time you guys are like doing an event, surf event or something. Oh my God,
yeah. You need to see like, I don't know. He has his movie out. And so the guy who shot my Reef campaign, Andy Woodward, we love you. He shot Noah's movie, and that's how I found Andy.
Okay.
And so Noah has his like surf movie that came out maybe like 3 years ago.
Yeah, what's that called?
Noah.
Hell yeah.
He didn't dig too deep, but I like
check that out, Noah.
I like that it's just Noah. It's kind of cool.
That's
but
dope.
It is shot so beautifully because I don't know, surf movies are so boring. My God.
Is it like a surf part? Like kind of like how there's a skate part, it's a surf part?
Yeah.
Or is it like...
Well, it's kind of... it's shot like Nat Geo. Like Andy did an insane job.
Like that filmer had to go out there with him
Yeah,
and shoot from
it
his
looks
board.
so insane.
Does he shoot like off like jet skis and shit, or are they shooting like on boats or like both?
In water.
Yeah.
And then on the beach and on jet skis, on anything, honestly.
I was always curious as to how like surfers are out there filming, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, damn, that's gnarly. Because the surfers got to be out there too in the water with who they're shooting. You know?
Usually. So speaking just off of Noah, he has his guy on the beach.
Yeah.
Ian, gross. And he shoots on the beach, and then we have Andy Woodward who's in the water.
Okay.
But Andy Andy did the movie. You have to watch it. It's so artistic. I don't know. It's not just surfing. It's kind of, it's called The Art of Surfing. It's called Noah. And then underneath it says The Art of Surfing. And I don't know, it's shot in such a beautiful way where even people that don't know surfing can enjoy this, where it's not just boring surf, wave, rock song,
I'm going to check it out. I'm going to put it up in the office because like when I'm just sitting there, you know, we'll just have shit rolling, like typically like house music or just music playing all day or something in the background's tight.
No, you should put it on because it truly is so beautiful. And that's how I met Noah, was at his movie premiere.
Obsessed with his movie.
I was like, what the fuck is that? That is so cool. That was such a cool movie. Sick. And like, I mean, we just became friends from there. I was like, you are cool and we're going to be friends. And he was like, okay. And here we are now.
Yeah. I got to meet him when I met you for the grills.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's super nice.
I know.
We got to get him a grill too.
I know.
We got to get him the one that says Noah.
Well, he said he needs to do something tapped before he gets a grill.
Let's do it.
Which I think he does tapped shit all the time, but I guess he needs to do something more tapped before he gets a grill.
Hey, tap in.
Tap in. But yeah, enough about Noah. Oh my God.
Yeah. So like, another thing is he's like, you've been working with some crazy brands, huh? Like,
yeah.
I mean, who you working with right now? Like,
well, I just worked with Savage Fenty today. I just did a post for them, but it's cool. I guess I do modeling and content creating, and then designing, and so there's just like, I guess. What
are you doing with Fenty? Weren't you just out there in Miami with those? With the team?
Yeah, I was with. I did Fenty Beauty and Savage Fenty. Mm-hmm. So they just kind of, we do content together, which is really cool. Such a dream brand. I've looked up to Rihanna forever. So I was excited to be a part of that. But yeah, it's kind of just one-off things until you really build a relationship with the brand, and then things like this happen. So yeah, I love it. I love my job. I love what I get to do. I'm so grateful that this is my life. It's so fun to just be all over the place and working with every single brand. Like my agent kind of taught me to just like not be insecure and to go for whatever you want.
Yeah. And it's, speaking of, those type of situations, it's super crazy for, women to go out there and get it. That's empowering. So
it's hard. Like in the modeling industry, obviously women dominate that. I feel like it's the one industry that women dominate in.
Yeah.
But it's hard not to compare yourself. It's hard not to just immediately fit the box that modeling has you in, and not broaden like where you're going. And my agent is so just like, you want to work with so-and-so, let's make it happen. Like no dream is too far out of reach.
Would you say Fenty's the sickest brand you worked with so far? Or?
I mean, yes.
I mean, I know that's a hard question, right? But
I mean, I did a photo shoot with High Snobiety for their magazine, which was huge. And I thought it was super cool. I got to have my dad's boards featured in it with me.
Dope.
And I was just in like Saint Laurent wetsuits, and it was crazy, but it was like a full surf shoot. And so I think that was definitely the biggest one. And I did Vogue with my dad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That is hard. Yeah, Vogue.
I know. My dad was like, should we do this? I was like, what? What do you mean? Of course. And so we got to like, it was printed in the magazine. So I get to have the magazine with me, which is really cool.
That's huge. I mean, there's so many people out there that, live day to day, like can't even imagine
Yeah.
being in Vogue,
I just went for it. I go for everything.
Congratulations on that. That's super sick.
Thank you. I love it. I mean, this is like my biggest accomplishment to date. Just as far as execution and from start to finish campaign and like the whole vision and how it rolled out and how it got dropped. Like this is my biggest accomplishment to date. I look at this.
Oh, you did a great job.
I wouldn't change a thing. I thought it was done so well. I'm so grateful for Reef that they like saw me and saw my brain and they were like, run with it, whatever you want.
Yeah, it's like you either, that's one thing that's like growing up in the industry. That's how I got into jewelry, know, is like the same thing, just like being such a creative in my head and just like I was working with brands. That's how I know about like Agenda and all these trade shows. I was working with different brands inside these different event like conventions, And when I was working with these brands, I was like, damn, there's so much competition and inside like working with like fashion and clothing and shoes, and I was like, damn, I'd love to have my own, clothing brand one day.
Yeah.
But I was like, what's one thing that I could do different from everybody else? And I was like, something that's more personable, a one-on-ones. And I was like, custom pieces.
It's so
jewelry,
sick. It's so sick that you do that and you're that guy that everyone in the industry will call to go get grills done. Yeah, it's just really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like, it feels good, and that's like, it's not even about like anything else, but just getting that in fulfillment of like, damn, I just worked with that person. They really enjoyed it. And it was a fun project. Like the whole, from start to finish, it's fun. You know what I mean? Like even us working together, it's like, hey, how about this rip? And you're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. So it's like.
So sick. It's so much more special than like, I don't know. A lot of people ask me also, since I did all my collaborations, like, why don't you do a clothing brand? Why don't you do a shoe brand? And I'm like, this is so much more fun to me to come in with a brand who's already established. Exactly. And they have it all down already, quality and everything. Everything's already dialed. I just come in and give them a piece of my mind. And so this is a piece of my brain.
You give them a piece of your mind, which is like the funnest part, right? So you get in real quick on like, all right, here's my idea. Yeah. Let's make it happen. As to where it's like, damn, I got to go find the manufacturer that makes these shoes, and like scary. Because what if it comes, you get the shoe and then it falls apart, you're like, damn.
And just getting out there and I don't know. I was like, this is so much more fun.
And that's what took so long with jewelry. Like I found out like, damn, I have to do everything in house. Yeah. Like I can't let any other manufacturer like do this work. I have to do this work myself. And like, that's what's so hard. It's like now I finally built a team to where, I can trust everyone. We're all working together. If I have to get down on the bench, then I'll get down on the bench as well, set diamonds and stuff. But mainly it's a team of us doing it. And it's like, I get to watch it all happening. But for years, I wasn't able to leave the office to do this type of stuff here and show my work and showcase my work. Yeah. Now I'm able to showcase my work and show it here.
No, it's incredible. I mean, it just feels so special to like, be able to collaborate with you and like you're making something that I want and it's so custom and I don't know, it just feels so much more special than like the jewelry that I wear.
And then people understanding, having someone that understands, because you could go anywhere else and they'd be like, oh, here, this is for her. But instead it's making it more personable. You know what I mean?
It's so epic.
That's what Sheff Diamante stands for.
And it feels like you're part of a team now. Like all the people that you have made grills for or jewelry for. Now I feel like I'm a part of this team that like,
oh yeah, you are.
We're like me and Corey and like, we're all like in this like crew and like we all rep Sheff. It's so sick.
Thank you. Yeah. I love you guys, man. You guys are the best.
Yeah. No, I'm psyched.
And it's like, we got more stuff coming out too. We're working with so many people. I can't really talk about some of the things we got coming, but we got some crazy shit going on.
No, we're going up. That's where the fuck we're going. Period. We're going up, You said, let's go. Yeah.
So do I get to keep this stuff?
Yeah.
Can I put this stuff in my office?
Yeah.
This is so sick.
Take it.
I like to take something from everything that I've collabed with. And, I really appreciate you coming in,
of course,
sticking to your word and saying, I want to come on the podcast.
I mean, of course.
I mean, you guys where can people go to, go ahead and shop for these?
On reef.com.
Reef.com?
Yep.
All right. We're going to add it in the link there.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
They're here.
And thank you for coming on. And
thank you for
thank
everything.
you guys for watching, tapping in. The Rose Machado. Subscribe.
Subscribe for more. Please subscribe for more or else.